Mhm.
Hi, David.
Hi, Carol. How are you?
Okay.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, I'm going to have to duck out in about a minute.
Oh, okay.
Sit with John while he calls about his surgery tomorrow.
Ah,
So I'm kind of on edge.
yeah.
But so I figured I'd connect here and then go start the calling process.
Okay.
We're supposed to call between 1 and 3. So I figured if we can try it at 1,
Uh-huh.
we might be lucky.
And here's Shelley.
Here's Shelley.
Oh, and the new floor.
And the new floor, yes. You're missing the new
I'm
floor.
missing the new floor. Oh dear.
It'll be all used up by the time she gets here.
It will not. Get out of here.
It won't be new anymore.
Well, I'm going to go make the call with John. Hey, Shelley.
How you
Okay,
doing?
good. We're recording, so I'll put that up in case for whenever you get back.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And Linda's on her way,
Ah,
but I think she got stuck in the construction.
oh, the 30-mile detour.
It
It is from Salem. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, there it is. Is it? Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Yes, from Salem roundabout. The way they have the detour is 30 miles.
Well, don't take what they tell you then.
Oh, I didn't. But I did forget that I had to, take a detour. So it took me a few extra minutes.
Yeah.
All
How are you?
right.
That doesn't sound too good.
No,
What's going on?
not my hands.
Uh,
Oh, no, it's called hand wasting.
Huh.
And the surgeon thinks I've got a pinched nerve,
Oh, jeez.
but I can't see the spine guy until the end of August. I'm thinking I'm gonna call Dr. Trish tomorrow.
Yeah,
They're closed today, and they did do x-rays, but I can't have an MRI until they look at the x-rays and I see the doctor.
yeah.
But I do have a couple of slip discs in the neck. And
Ooh.
a few other problems I tried to look up. I'm reading this stuff and thinking, okay, I know I'm not stupid. But
But-
my background is botany and plants don't have these parts.
Yeah, right.
And I'm looking up. I mean, it's just one paragraph summary, right? And the one thing I understood was the two slip discs, C6 and 7.
Ooh,
Which
Shelley.
is probably why I'm having pain at night. So
that could be.
did some research, and the last few days I've been doing stretches at night before I go to bed,
Yeah,
and it's a little bit better. But
I think seeing Trish is a good idea.
I can't wait till the end of August. My hand is degenerating
Wow,
by the day.
jeez.
I was, was doing real well, and then it's not. And I thought, well, takes time. I'm not as young as I used to be. And then I saw this, and now I see this, and he had me do things. Go up like this and turn my head. Is it numb? Oh yeah. I haven't been able to, scratch my back or something. I never would have said numbness. I would have said discomfort.
Yeah.
It's not painful.
Because it's no.
He said, yeah, he says, I think you have a problem with the nerve being pinched up here. I said, oh,
Well, Trish might be able to help you.
that's what I was thinking. I gave myself a couple days to be, feel sorry for Shelley. I had myself a good pity party.
Oh, good.
I've elected myself president of the pity party.
Of course.
And I said, you know what? I can do something. There has to be something I can do. I'm worried that in a month, what's going to happen?
Sure.
But getting an appointment with a neurosurgeon is crazy.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was funny. The neurosurgeon's office, Yale called me first.
Mhm.
And she said, I'm going to link you up to L&M for your x-ray. So we were on a phone call together. And the woman in scheduling said, well, if you want today, I've got 2:30, 3 o'clock. I said, what time is it now? Oh, 1:30. I can do 2:30. Gotta get out of my gardening clothes,
Yeah.
dress up to go out. Like they care. But when she went off the phone, the person at Yale said, I can't believe you got an appointment that soon. She says, you're not going to be able to get in here that soon. I said, thanks.
Ah,
But so yeah, August 23rd. And it's in New London, the guy I'm going to see.
yeah. I was going to say, I would highly recommend my spinal surgeon or spinal guy.
It was the hand guy. Probably I'm going to refer you to my hand guy. He's really good. I mean, a spine guy. Spine guy. His name is Jackie Yan Young.
Oh,
He looks to be about 16,
yeah.
based on his picture.
Right.
Because, Shelley isn't going to waste 5 minutes. I want to see where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
When the woman stopped me, I said, well, where is your office? But between trying to get into scheduling and she had to stop and talk to a nurse about something and everything else, she forgot to tell me where she was. What doctor I'm seeing.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's been a very disappointing few weeks because I
Yeah.
noticed that I was regressing. I didn't
Yeah.
have that strength.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the hand doctor probably told me that this problem's been taken care of.
Oh, good.
He says the medial nerves, no problem. There was no problem with the ulnar nerve. But it's up here.
Uh-huh.
He had me doing all kinds of things, and then you read my chart,
Yeah, right.
and, perform this test, that test, and whatever. So apparently touching your pinky is an actual test. He does this, and you touch his thumb. That's a test.
Yeah. You're talking the neuro world?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I am.
So who did you say? What's happening?
Oh, my hand surgeon says that my hand is healed fine, but I may have a pinched nerve in my neck,
Uh,
which is why, and of course, on my chart, he didn't tell me this to my face, probably because I was near tears in the office, right? He tells me, but I read, and he says hand wasting. I'm like, doesn't it sound horrible? No wonder he didn't tell it to me.
It does sound awful.
It does. In fact, one of my friends said, "Oh, she says, I was going to say your hand looks like it's wasting away."
Oh, thanks.
I said, "Don't worry, the doctor already said that." So he's referred me to a hand surgeon. I was talking to David. I think that I'm going to see about. I'm going to call Dr. Trish tomorrow. See if that will help, because I can't see the spinal guy till the end of August.
Yeah.
My hand's getting worse, so I don't. I get until I'm back to where I can't read my handwriting anymore,
Oh dear.
which is really tough for a recording secretary of a group.
Yeah. So did I hear you say you're going to see Dr. Jackie Young?
Yes,
Because that's who's doing John's surgery tomorrow.
really.
Yes.
Do you like him?
We've liked him. We talked to two different neurosurgeons, and the first one wouldn't give us the time of day. Yeah, he first wouldn't talk to John unless he was absolutely sure he was going to have surgery.
Oh,
And then, and yeah, his assistant was very nice, but Jackie Young, who looks like he's about 12.
oh, I gave him 16.
Okay. Yeah, I may be exaggerating a little bit, but he's got a really good rep,
Oh, good.
and his expertise is in backs. And he usually does this minimally invasive stuff. And so we'll tell you more next week.
Because that's tomorrow, John said?
It's tomorrow. We have to have him there at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Now, will he be overnight in the hospital? Or?
Yeah. According to the scheduling person, maybe a couple of nights.
Oh, okay.
So I assume he puts him in for a couple of nights to make sure he's got the bed.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Oh, well, that's good to hear that somebody's heard of this kid.
yeah. Yeah, John did a bunch of research and he was pretty pleased with what he found.
Oh, good.
So
That's good to know.
we'll let you know after this actually happens.
Yeah. Be interested in hearing about that. And I sure hope that things go well for John.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Yes, which I may be missing Woo this week too, because if it's a couple of days, that means I'll probably be picking him up on Monday.
Yeah, and you may not want to leave him alone anyway.
We'll see.
Well, Linda's on her way, but apparently got caught by construction, so I think we should go ahead and start.
I hope that sounded good at your end, because it didn't sound like anything at all here.
So it was wonderful.
Excellent.
So, how has your meditation been?
Lousy.
Lousy.
I'm just having trouble focusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what my
Understand.
problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried again this morning and I did at least, I think I got about 5 minutes of a quiet mind,
Mhm.
which is an improvement.
Yeah.
Yes, it's just, I just too stressed. Yeah, you know, it's weird. The meditation calms me down and I know I need that. But sometimes I just get so stressed, I can't quiet down to meditate. It's a,
So,
I let it get in my way.
yeah, indeed. Have you ever tried just flowing a bit of Tai Chi before you did the meditation?
I usually try to do that first. Well, anyway, that's something to try.
I'm just thinking, you know, a flow often will calm you down
Hmm,
if you can get into the flow.
yeah, that didn't happen this morning,
No.
but no, I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
Can't hurt, might help.
How are you doing, Carol?
Not, one doesn't, well, this one does not meditate when I have from 3 to 5 grandchildren around.
Well, why not? That could be interruptive.
Yeah, I tried a little bit, but it just, no.
Okay.
And you know, they were left. When did they leave?
Good thing I
Saturday.
don't want to introduce anything new.
Yay.
Yeah. Definitely don't want anything
We'll
new.
just continue with what we've been doing or what we started. So we'll just look and see if Linda.
If she got all the way to the stop, you can't go any further sign, and she doesn't know another way around.
She didn't say anything to me about
Yeah.
that.
There might be some other construction too.
That drive around, I think is still on the website. Oh, the one way. Not the only one.
Yeah.
The sign warning about it on 82
Uh-huh.
warned ahead of time. And then it was just turned off. And so
You
no
can't,
no messages. And then
But they waited a week. It went, they posted, it went another week. It didn't start until yesterday.
no, okay.
Yeah, they were supposed to start last week, but then they took it down and, because I noticed the detour signs were up, but they were all covered.
Mhm. Yeah, the big flashing sign was back,
Yeah,
and it did say it was closed.
well, I have in my mind that it's closed.
Yeah.
We'll see if I remember that when we go to drive in that direction.
yes.
Well, since Linda's here, she's gone out to her car to get a mask. I'll just say we had a great time with
Just
that
gonna
grand
ask.
puppy. And the place was pretty incredible. I don't want to live there.
Mhm.
I was glad to get home.
Okay.
They have 2 dishwashers. They'll just tell you about the level of.
Oh my God. That's
Well, Well, that's okay. One for the dirty dishes and one for the clean dishes. And you just take them out of one.
You
and
just
put them in
rotate
another.
them, yeah.
Yes, so,
Pick out what you need and put it in the other one. Hi there,
Hi, Linda.
sorry.
it's all right.
I knew 82 was closed, so I thought I'd do 156, go to Old Lyme and come up 156. They've got it semi-closed for tree work. They've got their one lane's permanently closed, and then they were sporadically.
Oh, and it with all the extra traffic being detoured
Yeah.
makes it
Exactly.
worse.
So
Wow, yeah.
I knew about 82, so I thought, oh, I'm so smart. Yeah.
Well, there is another drive around on the website,
Okay.
and Shelley can tell you how she goes, which is,
Or you can even follow me. But yeah, there's a small road that comes out by Salem Valley Ice Cream.
Okay.
Okay, Darling
Yeah.
Road.
Oh, yes,
Go
yes,
down
yes.
there and it comes out on 156.
Okay. Okay.
By the old, that horse barn that burned down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where it comes out.
Yeah, because I saw somebody turning there, and I
Yep.
thought maybe that was the
That is,
workaround.
Yep.
So
Yep.
the other way out of here, though, would be, since I'm going so much further east than you, is maybe go all the way over to Route 11, which Hazel Road and things like that.
yeah, you could.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that'd be,
yeah, it's a little bit longer.
yeah.
We timed it a few years ago when we were talking about the first
Uh-huh.
construction, and
Right.
it was adding like just a few minutes. to the
Okay, to
trip.
do this
Yep.
from Salem, what
Yeah.
is it, Salem Road?
It's Salem
Where's
Road at
Darling?
the old line end, and it's Darling Road to White Birch. Yeah,
Okay.
there's 3 or 4 different
I'll
road names.
follow you.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
follow you
easy.
on
It
that one.
it follows computers. It just goes to 3 different towns.
Okay, okay.
And every town has to have its own name.
Well, of
Oh,
course,
Of course.
they put their stamp on it.
Yes.
How are you?
I am well. How are you? How was your trip? I assume that's what you guys were talking about, so I won't make you repeat everything.
Well,
but-
no, but it was we had a great time with our grand puppy. That was the highlight. The palace we were in, it was one of 10 million in a development.
Oh, wow.
Not really 10 million.
Yeah, but
it seemed
still,
like it.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
Mm.
But it had incredible outdoor space. There was, a large table for eating, a large seating area, swimming pool and jacuzzi, and even a small patch of lawn,
Mm.
which the dog loved.
Mm.
It was very pleasant. We were glad to get home, however. And interestingly enough, I do not know why, but that area of San Diego really affected negatively my breathing.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
We got back here and my breathing was just fine.
Huh.
What it is now,
Wow.
on the good end. So I don't want to live in San Diego.
Is it close enough to have smoke from the fires?
There wasn't any. There really wasn't. There was a lot of noise from the fighters and the helicopters from the Air Force Base.
Mhm.
But constantly flying over.
Mm.
So I have sounded the team show off. We might think about it. These two ladies have issues. Shelley's dealing with a nerve and hand issue,
Mm.
and Carol's dealing with John's back surgery tomorrow.
Mhm.
And you and I are the healthy ones at the moment, I guess.
Mhm. Okay.
How's your meditation?
It's been good. It's been, you know, it's not, I shouldn't say great, but it's been even.
Uh-huh.
It's been pretty, I'm getting it in more frequently, much more consistently. Nothing spectacular to report. And I think that also goes hand in hand with a lot of the back issues that I've been resolving. I totally sympathize with your nerve and thing in your hand, because what I started to do about a month and a half ago was to go to a chiropractor who looked at the MRI that the neurologist had ordered and said, there's an extrusion on L5 disc. Why wasn't this addressed? Because this makes perfect sense why I was having so much leg and feet issues. And so it wasn't missed because it's in the report, but it was just totally dismissed as being a causative agent for what was going on.
Wow.
And he said, let's see what we can do. So he started working on it about 2 or 3 weeks after, well, a week after I got back from my trip. I had not a physical therapist, a massage therapist who was quite aggressive going after it. Huge change. So I went back to her and said, okay, you did great on my back. Let's see what you can do on my legs. And again, it was huge change. So between the nerves being impacted and the muscles knotting up, I was in a losing situation. There really wasn't anything that was going to be productive out of that until those two issues were both resolved. And which was a causative agent, you know, is at this point is neither here nor now. It's like, yeah, it's just where I am.
Yep.
And it's made a big difference in my ability to focus.
Sure.
So as I'm sitting down to meditate, when before just sitting was causing pain, when laying was causing pain, not necessarily a real sharp biting pain, but just kind of that low energy, nerve burning, achy kind of thing, but it was constant.
Wow.
And so I think that what has made me feel better about my meditation. You know, it's improved my mental outlook on everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
'cause
yeah,
I
of
had
course.
a horrible time this winter. I felt like it was worse than the previous ones, you know, from the isolation from the divorce and the isolation of the pandemic and the isolation of, you know, the world. It just felt worse than ever. And
Wow.
so it's really helped to feel that my body is more comfortable. I'm more comfortable in my body, and I'm more comfortable doing things. I'm back practicing the piano again, you know, which I had,
Yay, good,
you know,
good.
I had really cut that way back too.
Well, of course, if it hurts to sit.
Bingo. So the
Wow.
mechanical aspect of it is really helping. Whether it's not done everything, my feet are still awful, but I think it's unmasked where, you know, if I do have to do surgery on my feet, I think it's kind of unmasked where and what is really a thing to look at.
Well, at least there's some progress.
Yeah, that's great progress.
Yeah, it's just felt like so much better. So, and I started swimming, so I've got low impact exercise, because before it was, you know, especially in the pandemic, it was mostly walking, and which of course exacerbated everything. So
Well,
progress.
good.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So much catching up to do.
I know. Did Zach and his in-laws have a good time on their trip? Huh?
Yeah, apparently a lot of them came back with COVID.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Here.
Hannah got it, her mother got it, her grandmother got it. I don't know who else. Those are the ones that I know about. But
But they've been able to survive it. And
yeah,
they're,
Hannah had 3 days. She's feeling fine today, I guess. She had one day that she really didn't feel very well at all, but it got a little better into the next 2 days, and today she's fine. So I don't know about the other 2 days. And I'm sure other people, you know,
oh, absolutely.
they were 22 of the family there. So another reason why I'm not going on the cruise.
Yeah.
No,
So let's do a little opening the energy gates of your body. I'm stepping out. Just taking a little bit to settle into your alignments. Feeling your connection down and into the earth. And aware that the energy of heaven is entering from all directions. It's all around you. Letting your breathing slow and lengthen. Being aware of it, opening as much of longevity breathing as you're aware of. And sinking the chi through your body. And then extending your mind through your body. Being aware of the flow of the energy. Feeling it flow into your center. And out to your extremities, to the fingertips, the toes, and the crown of your head. And then continuing to work with that flow as you go into clouding. So just a couple of things before we sit. In cloud hands, the movement of this arm coming up needs to keep that rotation going all the way up, and you should end up with the palm facing them. It does not, the ideal is into the center, but it doesn't have to be there if that causes tightness or constriction in neck, back, or chest. So how far in that comes really is dependent on you. But you do want to get that complete rotation. And cloud hands, unlike the swings, remember, has that little curve at each of the sides. So cloud hands is not boom, 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 but it's boom, boom. It has that little figure 8 indication. It's not a full figure 8 because we're not going to do that, but there's a little rounding of that sides. Good. That's it. Unless somebody has another question.
I have a question about the energy, and I think with the cloud hands, I've always going toward the center was not what I thought we needed to do, because I was always trying to feel it going down the side channels. And I feel like I can feel it going down the side channels. But once we start the swings, I'm not sure what I feel. It just kind of feels chaotic. And I'm not sure what's the energy are we trying to put that rotation into it? Is that what the purpose of that is for the energy? Is that I'm not.
Well, it has to do with keeping the energy moving, yes.
Okay.
In cloud hands.
Okay. But then going into the swings.
Those are different.
Ah, that's why I was trying to put them together.
Nope, each one has its own special.
Okay.
So one of the things, actually, I should probably give that to you too. I had realized that with Shelley and Carol that there was a really very important talk on the left, right, and central channels that I had not shared with them earlier in the training, which I sent to you. I don't know if you had a chance to read it or not.
I did look at it.
It's got a lot in it. But one of the things that will help explain the movement in cloud hands is that the side channels come up to the shoulders nest, and then they move in, and they go up right beside the central channel through the head. And just before it reaches, by way, the crown of the head, those side channels connect with the central channel. And it is only the central channel that continues beyond the surface of the body. And that's true on the bottom, on the fingers and the toes also. So this movement, yes, it's coming up the side channel, but it is connecting to the central channel. And so it can come into the center because that's where it is. And the fingertips don't have to rise higher than about the nose. It's what I was taught. And certainly that, for me, is more than, it's plenty high enough to get the energy up there. In the swings, we're really focusing on the energy of the triple warmers. Have we ever talked about that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, these are hard to feel, actually. I think for most people. In the first swing, you're working with a circulation that's just working through the legs and the lower abdomen. The second swing is working with kind of the middle part of the torso, and the rest of the lower part. We've added
Okay.
actually the middle warmer. And the third swing now is the entire body, including going out to the fingertips and the crown of the head, which kind of explains some of the movement in there, in each of those. But you're looking for the circulation, particularly to increase in each of those areas as you go up the body.
That helps.
Does that
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
enough to?
Because I was trying to equate it to the side channels and it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's not supposed to. And so it was just kind of confusing what's.
Well, you have to remember that to be really confusing, there are between 4,000 and 5,000 energy channels in the body.
Okay.
So there are many, many, many different energy circulations occurring simultaneously all the time. And the energy, when we talk about the side channels and the center channel, the center channel, of course, runs right through the center of the body as it goes through the arms and the legs and the other appendages. It actually flows through the bone marrow. And the side channels, we know where they are in the body, but when we go through the appendages, they are flowing actually through the bone itself. Now we start out, I'm telling you the reality, we start out actually saying that it's running right along the bone. Well, no, actually the reality is that it is actually in the bone. And so feeling that is very difficult. It isn't easy. But when we talk about anytime we're talking about that circulation of center to periphery and back to center, at the same time, the macrocosmic circuit of feet up the back, over the head, down and back into the earth, or you can look at the other direction of it going off into the heavens. Those are both happening all the time. So in certain practices, we will focus specifically on being aware of one or another or both. But those are the two that we focus on most commonly, at least at this point. Does that help, or is that confusing?
No, that helps. That helps. Thank you.
So, good. All right. Let's see if we can do a little bit of this phase 2 of this particular practice. Closing the eyes and being aware of your structure. Sitting straight. And allowing your body to settle and relax. And again, being very aware of your breathing, allowing it to slow and lengthen, becoming very soft and very regular. First, let your mind just sink through your body, helping you to continue to relax deeply and without collapse. And then extend your mind through your body. Feeling those flows. And then again, start from the top of your head and dissolve downward until you arrive at a blockage, wherever it may be. Recognize the block. And at the same time, begin to recognize what's now disconnected from the blockage that you previously understood. Just relax all those little blockages. and relaxing them more. The energy from those little blockages will flow back into the original blockage. And it will relax more. Now you have to deliberately and intentionally, not accidentally relax. Let your mind open. Relaxation here doesn't mean just getting a mood change. You relax, the mind and body will be open. What you're seeking is the Chinese sense of soul, of opening and relaxing deeply, not being bound in any way. You are relaxing that which is connected to the block. Not only will the blockage become clear, but you will be able to understand what's impacting that original blockage. If you relax what was connected to the blockage, you can put more attention on it and more quickly resolve the blockage itself. Letting your eyes remain closed. Take a minute or two to rest your mind and recharge. After you've been practicing for a while, you'll be able to relax in a few seconds. But in the beginning, it will take a minute or two or three. Because it is such an overwhelming habit. And when we stop focusing on something, we'll fall back on tension as our default position, and not relaxation. We have to overcome that tendency. Just let the mind relax. When you're ready, begin to close. Sending all benefit gained from this practice out to help all the sentient creatures of the universe. Any last minute thoughts or questions? It's wonderful to see you all.
Good to see everybody again.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything, Carol.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
it goes well tomorrow.
Thank you.
Trying my best.
I will. Thank you very much.
It's quiet at the church.
Relatively. I had a couple of episodes of electronic dysfunction, couple masses that were disrupted by feedback and and stuff like that. So yeah. So I've got all the powers that be that give me the opportunity to buy things are out of town. So I talked with the budget director and he's like, if you found somebody that can come and do this, do it. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
He's stepping down at the end of August, so
Oh.
he's still, he doesn't care. And it'll get everything fixed, I hope.
Well,
Yeah.
good, I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. You think about something like that. It's, you want it to be, you want the focus to be on the music
Exactly.
and not have these jarring noises. that
Oh my God, the feedback, for some reason on me, it's 10 times worse than fingers on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
It just shoots me up, overstimulates
Oh,
me.
John does well,
It just
Carol.
takes time for
Thank you, David.
me to kind of calm down.
I'll be thinking about you.
It happened.
Thank you.
And I
It'll
made
go
it,
well.
Shut everything off,
I will.
and so we could kind of.
We'll be
continue.
positive.
And the nun who.
Yes.
was
Yes.
running the sound system.
If
Yeah,
you're
maybe.
feeling positive
So
about
she
it.
goes, I think you should shut it down. And I'm like,
Well, John doesn't think positive about anything, so.
but I was, it just caught me
Well,
at
yes,
exactly the wrong
I
moment.
think that's kind of
I
true.
did resist saying anything to her,
Right.
but I apologized after the fact because I
But,
couldn't remember exactly if I had or not.
He was talking about the possibility
Did it come
when,
out or not? Or-
when my daughter comes next week to go to the Cape,
Remember during there's
next year rather, that we might go to the Cape with them. So that's as positive as I've heard him in a long time.
Oh, well, that's good.
Preparation.
Well, I hope it goes
The
well.
entire
Thank you.
It was,
It
I
was
hope you do well.
and then
Yes.
the cemetery.
Hang in there. If you need anything that I can help you with, please call.
Back then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going over
No.
And you know, all
Uh,
my, remember when the same says, no.
Dragon and Tiger this morning in my head and thinking, you know, I'm gonna practice that. That would be a good thing for me to do this next few days.
Indeed.
And sometimes that's exactly what you need.
And my father would have loved it.
Good.
Yeah.
He would have,
Well, let's-
he would have seen me.
Let us know how he
Yeah.
does.
I
Yeah.
will.
So, yeah, I've had
Okay,
a suck
take care.
like on this one.
Yeah.
And there's.
So I will
literally
leave.
There's nothing you can do. but
Yeah.
shut it off. And it has to take the time to drain